And welcome to another edition of Roadhouse Live. We are live. Today is June 13, 2023. We are here, we are live, and we have CPI data that just smashed through that looks as if inflation ain't so bad. How do you feel about that, Bender? All right. How do you feel about that, Stonkington?
Hey, I mean, let's go up.
Let's go up, the man says. Yeah, no, that was a nice pop on off of the data. I think we were talking in the room, we're chatting in the room beforehand. I think a lot of us kind of expected, numbers to come in like that. We would get a real power thrust to the upside.
I don't know if I agree.
Oh, good.
That inflation ain't so bad.
Why?
Based on the prices of some things, I just don't know if I'm.
Well, the numbers just said.
Well, the number said, so there you have it.
The number said, and Pringles are cheaper. There's that also. Coca-Cola is cheaper. There's that. Look, it's like I'm kind of with you, but at the same time, our feelings don't matter.
Correct.
It doesn't matter that what we believe we see when we go to the store. We try to buy something or try to do something along those lines. It doesn't matter that. What matters ultimately is what comes out, and that's the way it's going to be. So
Yep.
the numbers are the numbers. They're there. Look, it's like if these numbers are true and they hold, and we continue to get this gradual, move down. This is a nice move down in inflation, month over month. You can't argue with the numbers. You just really can't. If you can, you kind of get yourself in trouble. So that puts us back into waiting for Mr. Powell to speak tomorrow, which obviously, that creates volatility whenever he takes the mic. It should be really interesting because it's like, Bender, when you set out to do something and slowly but surely you get to that level of accomplishment and accomplishing that task, that mission to go ahead and bring inflation down, which inflation has cut substantially off the highs. Do you declare some type of victory? Do you say, hey, we were given a big task, that we've accomplished the task, all is good?
I mean, I celebrate and declare victory when I take the trash out. So,
okay.
I'm probably not a good barometer.
I have to do that tomorrow. Huh. Okay. Thank you for that.
I'm like, yeah, I got something done. Look at me go.
Thank you. Thank you for that. So yeah, so that's kind of the way, I think the market is kind of looking at it is as far as, okay, so inflation is coming down. The only reason why rates were going up was because of inflation. I put that in quotation marks. And so here we are. And we're in that period of time, once again, coming into Jackson Hole, coming into where, it's starting to look as if, that demand destruction is taking some type of hold, where to stop and whether or not they can continue to raise rates. So, Bender, let me ask you this. Would you prefer, and this is just preference, not actual, would you prefer that they just go ahead and raise again and rip the Band-Aid off and go ahead and get her done, or pause and then have it hanging over us for another couple of months?
I mean, typically I would say just rip the Band-Aid off. But if we're data dependent and we really are using the data, wouldn't that mean that a pause is kind of like, okay, we're gonna wait. We're going to see what happens and read the data and then decide, which means that maybe they don't have to do it again.
Right. That's what that would mean if you're data dependent.
So if you're data dependent, then you shouldn't make any decision until the data says, okay, yeah, we need to raise again. So in that scenario, it's like, yeah, okay. If you're telling me that you need more information, then pause.
Then pause. Agree. All right, man. So let's dance with these charts.
All right. Share my screen here. Okay. There you go. Okay. Let me zoom this out. Right now I'm looking at a 5-minute. Let's go to a daily real quick. And the reason why we are going to the daily is because being that we're up here at 4403, I have to try to get some idea as to what targets we have above. And if we look at the daily, you can see really now that we had filled in that daily fair value gap, now we're kind of looking at what else is left. You kind of have the tops of some of those candles. This is a 4-hour. So you got the top of this candle right here before this move down. That's 44.23 half. And then you have really the top that started it all up here at 44.55. So that's where those two lines are coming from. When I zoom in to a 15-minute. So you can see that's where these two lines come from. What we've done so far pre-market, you'll see I put a fib from this swing low here to that high. It then pulled back to the midpoint just above it, right? And ran almost to that 1618 extension, which is 4408 half. So we went to 4407.25. So at 4 ticks, or 3 ticks away from that. So that's what we've got ahead of us. If it can get through that 4408, and hold it, then you've got that first top that I showed you up there at 44.23 half. Above that potentially starts the march up to take that 44.55 half. So this move here, to make that move up, pull back to the 50% and run to the 1618 is, like we see a lot, is perfect. I mean, pretty damn close, right? So now it's a matter of, okay, now that can it run through that? Yeah, it does. There's more extensions above the 1618, right? But this is what we look for. Pull back to 50%, run to 1618. Now we got to see if there's more in the tank. As far as pullbacks, levels below, I've got the midpoint of this first move up as 43.94.25. So maybe we get a 4,400 retest, maybe. If we do, and it cracks below, I would watch that 43.94 half, because that would also fill in this candle right here, this fair value gap that we're leaving behind. That would fill that in. Below that, then we have to look at 43.88, and right in here, we watch that 43.88 level, and below that, you have that candle's low 43.81 half, and then we're at this breakaway candle that left a fair value gap behind. So, if we get a meaningful pullback right now, it doesn't look like it wants to. If we get a meaningful pullback, this box right here, in my opinion, is kind of the line in the sand, so to speak. 43.70. Below that starts potentially 43.50, which was the new week opening gap. Last thing is that based on this candle here, this was the data candle, right? Based on this candle right here, at 16.8 extension off that move would be 44.22 half. So right there, 44.22 half, and then you have that 44.23 half was that high that I showed you. This is kind of the area I think that we might see, you might see some significance there, some resistance. That 44.23 half, I think, again, like if it can get through that, pull back and use it as support, then we're looking potentially to 44.55. But if it wicks above it and pulls back down below after taking that, then I'd look for a little bit bigger pullback.
All right, very good. Thank you, Bender. You got anything else?
I don't think so.
All right, Stonk, what you got, buddy?
All right, I'm here. I'm ready. And we've got a new world record. This guy, most jump rope skips in 30 seconds on 1 foot. What do we got? Any guesses out there? How many could you do jumping that rope?
Who, me? Dude.
You jump
it's
rope?
like, no, I know my limitations. It's like that's just concussion, blown ACL. Like, you name it. You name anything bad that can happen, and then that would happen.
Sooners going 275 skips in 30 seconds. It's aggressive. Bateman's got 392.
I'm going 120 for a second.
For a second. Fishwisher's in at 111. Brick's going to say 150. 175. And we've got a winner. Brick sneaking in at 153 in 30 seconds, which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand. But hey, he did it. That's some fast jump roping.
Well, there you go.
3 a second, more than 3. Well done, Brick. Been working on your jump roping, I guess. All right, let's get into some charts. We can start today on the Russell. Let me know if you guys see that one come up. There we go. All right, cool. All right, so this is the Russell 4 hour. This is the flag that I was watching that we did break for yesterday. So when I'm looking at this now, I see a big inverse head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, maybe right shoulder coming in here. Clearly can see this 4 hour fair value gap above. So this would be first upside target. And then next, if we take out this high, this is a weekly, which would have room up to that 1928. This I mentioned yesterday, the new week opening gap on the Russell was so small. I just indicated it with this line, that 1886.20, and then if we go down, be looking for this fair value gap here as the next potential downside target, small one, but they did leave that open by just a little bit there, you can see. So that's kind of what I'll be looking for on the Russell. Looks like momentum is pointed upwards, so we'll see what we get. And then let's jump over to the NASDAQ. Let's see. All right, so the big, massive rising wedge just keeps getting invalidated, keep adjusting this trend line, we keep pushing. This was an old 4 hour fair value gap that we've already gone through. So if we pull back, I'd still be kind of looking for reaction to this. What is that? 979.50. This is an old daily fair value gap. So if we continue to upside, this would be the first target up here at that 311 come original. And then let's see, downside targets. Let's see if we had to slice back through that one. We've got this big fair value gap. You can kind of just see it right there, that this is all left open. And then this has been a key level down here at 806 for a while. So it's, and also marking it as an order block that I guess Mr. T would call it a breaker, which is a pretty good example based on this price action. We can see rejection, push down, rejection, big push down. And then here would be where we would say, okay, that's a breaker because it used this as basically a launch pad to go up. So that's kind of what we'd be looking for on the NASDAQ. Things, again, still looking like they're pointing up. Flow, we were saying yesterday, is bullish. Let's jump over to individual Tiggers. BABA was not on the official watch list, but it's making a nice move right up into the top of this big falling wedge. And we did see some bulls in the flow. So I like BABA for continued upside. If it pulls back, I'm going to be looking for the reaction to the same line that we were talking about yesterday, 87.85. We're looking for that to hold. And then we've got some of these dark pools above to be aware of, 89.52, 91.41. There's a lot of dark pool in this low 80s area. So looking for some continuation there on BABA. Let's see, NVIDIA, daily inside bar. And had to adjust the call trigger pre-market. I'll be watching this round number 402, psychological. Those numbers seem to come into play. See if we can pop and hold that. And then next upside target would be basically this high over here with some nice room to the upside. If we're going to push down, be looking for this dark pool here first, 397.70. And this is a small one here that came in last night, 394.82. So we'll be kind of watching to see the reaction down there. But did break this, we were looking last week at this big bull flag type thing that is now playing out. First, it was like, oh, is this going to be head and shoulders? And now it's just looking like a nice bull flag break there that is playing out pretty well. That was kind of what we were looking at yesterday. Then we swap over to Tesla. The Tesla had to go way back, but did look like there was something at this 255.05 from the last time we were in this area. So I'd be looking to take Tesla along if it can pop out. And we've got this little dark pool below 251.60. So just watch for the push below there and a retest and see what we get. And then I had this was the little gap off that overnight news pop of Charger stuff. But otherwise, that's all I got for today.
All right, buddy. Well, I don't know that I have too much either. It's like we have PAL tomorrow, we have Fed tomorrow, we have additional data tomorrow. Market looks like it wants to turbocharge to infinity, so let's get on the train and ride infinity. It's like, I think the toughest thing about this vendor is it's like we come into these moments of time and be like, well, it's like, I don't know that I can buy at this level. I don't know that I can buy at this level, at this level, at this level, at this level. That level somehow continues to go up.
Continues to go up.
People were saying that about 380, 400, 410, 420, 430. And now we're on the brink of puncturing 440.
You know what the kind of the funniest part about all of it is, I don't know if it's funny, but you can say I can't buy at this level, but when we were down there at 35.80 or whatever was, nobody wanted to buy it then because of economic conditions, potential looming. It's like, well, you don't want to buy it when it dumps, and then you don't want to buy it because it's going up
when it pumps. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tricky.
It's tricky, especially when we continue to hear it's like just these massive short positions that still exist out there on one hand, and money sitting on the sidelines at the same time.
Yep.
Strange days. Strange days. Regardless of how strange. Go ahead.
This chart I just threw up is kind of interesting. You see the ES, you know, kind of continuing the drift up, and Bitcoin kind of got this initial pop and pulled back, but it's not. There's definitely a divergence here that's going on. That's interesting.
It's called the government when they fucking step on your throat. that's the divergence.
Why? You know, you can see how well they line up, up until like right now.
Which it's like, but if you think about it, you have the thing with Binance, you have the thing with Coin, you have that Gary Gensler that isn't given the green light.
Yes, but when I say right now, I'm talking right now, like within the last 15 minutes.
Oh,
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Anyway,
definitely something to take a look at with the Mr. Mara and Riot flow. It's usually pretty telling.
We don't have, I take it, no Sun today. Where's Sun? What's he doing?
I don't know. You didn't leave us a note.
Did he get lost in an alley again?
He's more likely to get lost next to a waterfall than he is an alley. I don't know.
This is true.
Don't know about Sunny. All right, that's all I got. You got anything else?
Nope.
Nope. Bender says nope. All right, everybody. Market opens in 18 minutes. 17, 18 minutes. Let's have a good day.
See you soon.